Boom! Oh, that was well. I think that might look awful. Hello, we're back for episode 2.
Yes.
I hope you've made it this far, then thank you. If you haven't, then welcome. Myself and Carla have been doing this for amount of 1 day, so we are doing very, very well. But we didn't have we didn't have a title for our podcast when we started this out, and we were kind of mulling over different names, weren't we? And we're kind of thinking what we wanted to do.
There was a whole heap of stuff that we were like, maybe, no, I love that. No, actually, I don't like that. But we have landed on
Traumarific. So we decided to go for Traumarific because there's a lot of different traumas in our lives, which are, of course, deep, which I'm sure we'll go into episodes, but a lot of the funny ones, which we thought, hey, clip farming, right? We can get those out of the way and really get some good clips.
No better place to start.
No better place to start than the funny ones, right? We don't go straight in with the deep ones. We're not about that. We're all good. So we're going to start off with a few of the we basically picked 2 stories each because we don't want to bore your head off. But also some of the funniest kind of trauma things. Some of them I've tried to go on for ones that you don't know.
Oh God.
So the ones that you maybe are like, I've never heard this story before.
Yeah.
What's he going to come out with? But hopefully we get there. But yeah, I'll go first with, I think one of my most traumatic.
What age are we talking? Like,
good question. How old was I? 19, 20. I'm going to say 20. So 20 years old. Okay. And I decided that I wanted to drink a little bit. And at this point, I'm a 20-year-old with a sheltered lifestyle. And I've not drank, pretty much anything other than maybe vodka and Coke or beer. Like, that's all I've got. Or ciders, right? And I'm in first year of uni. So yeah, just kind of trying things out. And someone had a bottle of rum that I didn't actually know. They came into this house party and they were like, oh, we've got a bottle of rum. And I was like, oh, sick, I've never tried rum before. I thought, oh, that's really cool. It's like just a bottle of Captain Morgan's
really
Black
cool.
Spice. That's really cool. You've got... but anyway, so this rum...
How is rum cool?
I felt like I was like a pirate or something. Yar! Give me that booty. That was really cringe. But yeah, so I... basically was like, oh, I'll have a rum and Coke, yeah, wicked. So I've already necked, because I'm a fucking hard man, I've necked 4 beers at the time within an hour. And whoa, steady on. I know, fuck me, I'm all over the place. So I've already gone, what's this leg doing?
You turn into a gymnast every time we do this.
Yeah, I fidget really bad.
Up here and your leg,
fidget really bad. Let me readjust. This is better. Yeah. Anyway, so I've drank 4 beers in 1 hour, guys. I'm an absolute menace. And I think everyone's noticed that I've done that and gone, just maybe slow down a little bit, because,
you're going to go south very quick.
South. And then obviously this rum's on the table, so I've then done a rum and Coke, and
is this one singular
rum and Coke, and then that turned into a few more, and all I remember is leaving the uni halls and not really right. So those of you that drink and those of you that have had that past a point of no return. That's no one's going to get that.
Yeah.
Right, the past the point of no return. Yeah. Right, that was New Shoes, No Return. Great song, one of Carla's favourites. But that point is gross because my vision went immediately.
Is it like the room spinning kind of
The room
thing?
spinning times a million.
Yeah,
you're in a zorb.
Yeah, you don't know how to walk anymore. Mm-hmm. You don't know how to talk really. You're trying to text with your phone upside down.
You're basically upside down.
Yeah, it's not.
So I was upside down. So and the walk to the club was 5 minutes. The walk to the club was about 5 minutes. So we'd gone to the club and
the club.
I don't remember going in. All I remember
it's always a good point to be at. I don't know how I got here, but here I am.
I remember getting in.
And now I'm going to get home.
If I think back now, all I remember is walking, one snapshot of walking, that's it. And then getting in the club, and I remember sitting down.
Club.
And I was the only one sitting down. Everyone's up dancing. Everyone's there. I'm sat down in a booth.
Non-verbal.
Just non-verbal.
Just staring into
straight face, sweating. I remember feeling really white as well. The colds come over me. And I thought, I need to drink some water. Like, I need to be on waters. I've got in the club and I'm already on waters. Like,
I don't think I've ever got to the point of drinking where I've thought, yeah, I need to have some water. I think I usually... The point of no return hits me in the face as soon as I drink. That's the problem. I'm normally, hospitalised or in bed by, 10.
My body just went into immediate, oh, shit, you need to now drink water because...
It's good that it does that, though. At least it tries to stop you in the process.
I think it was scared because, that was the first time I'd ever blacked out as such because I don't...
Wish I could say this.
But I was literally, in the club, cold sweats, looking at everyone. I couldn't focus on anyone, right? And everyone's thinking, oh, I remember his first beer. And then I was like, I need to go outside and be sick. I was at that point where I was like, I need to be sick now. I could feel it.
Oh, no.
So I got a pint of water from the bar, and everyone was like, you okay? And even they're going, you okay, mate? You okay, mate? And I'm like, fucking hell. So I necked this cold water pint, and I still felt shit. So I ran outside. I'm stumbling, I'm literally like this, getting out of the club. So I can barely stand, right? Put my hand on the wall, of the club, hand on the wall of the club, and the bouncer goes you're right, mate. As soon as he said, you're right, mate, all I remember, another snapshot in my head, I remember, I projectiled. Right,
I've heard
he had a body cam on as well. This bloke, right? So that body cam footage would have been hilarious because it would have been like he was on that Nickelodeon, on Nickelodeon Awards where they get gunked. I slimed the man. I slimed the bouncer, and it was so gross. But again, sorry, I should have said content warning, vomit warning. But. Yeah.
You get signs that say
vomit warning.
Blood,
trauma. So we should this again pilot episodes, right? We'll get that. The more money we get from it, the
we'll
more
get an applause one as well. Button.
Joke. Laugh. But yeah, no. So the bouncer's gone. You're right, mate. I literally looked at him like a fucking something off Left 4 Dead or a game. I just looked at him and went. Just went straight all over him. But I remember that I've never projectiled like that before. It was like something off The Exorcist.
I don't think I ever have actually projectiled. I've vomited a lot. I am a sicky drunk.
But you ever fully projectiled?
I've never projectiled. I'll either find a little nearby cup and just carry on, or if I'm obviously in a bathroom, it's sink, toilet, that kind of thing. I've never actually been sick outside.
It was the worst experience of my life because I was sick.
Horrible.
The bouncer grabbed me.
Of course. You fucking just sicked all over me.
He grabbed me and it was there was stairs to go down. He just chucked me down the stairs and was like, fuck, because I remember going, oh, fuck.
Rat.
It was like he'd been shot. He was like, oh, fuck. Grabbed me, chucked me down the stairs. Yeah, God, I fucking right. And then he just grabbed me, chucked me down the stairs. And then I was round the corner, being sick.
You again.
But there's one detail. There's one detail that I didn't mention was that I'd actually had Mexican.
Oh.
That's what I'd eaten for dinner. So it was all rice. It was just all rice and beans that I just hit this guy's chest.
Sounds like you're on I'm a Celeb with it. Right?
It was
just
honestly,
rice and beans.
it was vile. It was this. I full on just absolutely KO'd a bouncer with my vomit. I would have loved to have seen that body cam footage though, because I remember it strapped to his chest. It would have got gunked.
Probably got binned after. Fuck washing that.
I remember the guy just going, oh fuck, and then grabbed me and just lobbed me. But yeah, that was only about 11 o'clock in the afternoon. Sorry, 11 o'clock in the evening as well.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
I'd peaked. Yeah. I'd fully peaked.
I think that's both our problem when we drink though. We peak very early.
Yeah, we're really bad drinkers.
Terrifies me about when we actually get married. I do not want to peak at 5 o'clock.
Oh, no.
I don't want to peak at 6 p.m. I want to be able to sustain myself.
We have made a pact on our wedding day that we don't want to drink an excess amount. And I think that's fair enough, because you're going to have friends and you're going to have family that will want to go, oh, come and have a drink with me. Come and have a celebration. But we both know our limits with drink because we're not very good. We need a safe person to be look, waters all the time. Waters all the time, it's one of those where we just need to do it. But how about you? What's your first traumatic story you've got to give me?
So the first story that I would like to resurface is it's a corker. So I don't know which one to go with first. I'll go with the one that you haven't heard before, right?
One I haven't heard.
First impressions, yes. So Halloween is a fun time. It's my favourite season. I love October. We do little like film runs every year.
Halloween's the best. Halloween's the best season. Yeah,
it's so fun. And I used to always get invited to. There was a girl in my primary school. They used to always do like Halloween parties every single year. I can't remember if I think her birthday was around that point. So she'd always have like Halloween stuff, and there'd be like a small group of us go around. Really, really fun. Her parents went out. They had like bobbing for apples, like decorations, you know, like all sorts of stuff.
You had to dress up for it.
Yeah, like one very wholesome thing was my mum, bless her, always used to try her absolute best. We did not have a lot of money, so buying costumes was never really like a thing. Especially, I feel like people our age back then, it was a lot of like DIY things.
It was like bin bags and...
Exactly. You took a tea towel on your head, you'd be a shepherd for Christmas, you know, that kind of thing. You were happy. But
do that now, you're probably racist.
No, we're not including that. Cut that out. Anyway,
no.
So I went to this girl's house again one year. I cannot remember how old I was. I think I was in year 7, which makes it even worse when I tell you what happened. So I think I was in year 7, possibly year 6 going into, but it doesn't matter. So we went around her normal like block of houses and whatever, and there's always a house. There's always a house that goes extra. There's always someone at Christmas that goes extra with the lights. There's always someone that goes overboard. This house looked amazing. It was lit up. They had like, I think they had a garage next to the house, and it said like trick or treat in like massive letters, and it had like a smoke machine. It was really, really cool. But I am a massive fanny when it comes to anything scary. I am such a scaredy cat, and I'm like Billy Big Bollocks until the thing actually happens. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do... I won't do it. I will cry, I will run, and I'll probably piss myself in the process. So we go to this house. I didn't piss myself. We go to this house and, you know, knock on the door, trick or treat, you know, this lovely woman comes out, gives you like sweets and stuff. And out of the darkness, where this garage was and this full-on smoke machine was, and there was like cars and everything and like gravestones and shit, we were literally halfway up this driveway, and all of a sudden we heard this like groany noise, and I turned around. There was, I think, 4 or 5 of us, and this girl's mum was like at the top of like the road still, obviously just like, oh, it's harmful fun, whatever. No. So me and this girl are at the door still, like, you know, getting our sweets. The other 3 had like bolted back up off the driveway, and me and this poor girl Nicole were right by the front door, and this like groaning noise is like coming from like where the garage is with the smoke and everything. You probably cotton on to what's going to happen, and this like huge man appears dressed as Frankenstein, like to the nines. He looked great. Like now at the age of 25, I'd look at that, probably still cry and go, oh my god, that's really cool. He was like prosthetics, he had makeup on,
sick. That's
he had like extra long boots and stuff. He looked really cool. But when you're like tiny and you're in year 7 and you've got like a bat costume that your mum's sewn together for you, and you know you're not really ready to take on the world at that point. So we hear this groaning noise, and this thing starts like walking towards us. And we didn't really know what the fuck it was. I thought it was like an animatronic or like a prop or something. Yeah. Then we realised it was an actual man, and we were still at the door, and it kind of like walked from like there, so we were kind of looking at him. Everyone else was pissing themselves at the top of the thing. The mum was in hysterics, going, oh, that's really good, like, oh, well done. Me and this girl were literally like, looked at each other as if we were in the Hunger Games, and we were just like, what are you going to do? Like, we were, like, didn't speak, but the eye contact was giving like, what?
So did you run?
I think I froze up. I think my legs like fully locked.
Did he like stop walking?
No,
like...
he kept going. Like she like started to kind of like run up the driveway, and then I took a minute, and then like he was literally probably about this far away from me. I was literally like snot everywhere, tears everywhere. I was like shaking so much, and I remember running up like to where this girl's mum was, and she was like, no, it's fine, properly like freaked me out, and this other girl, and then the rest of them were like obviously still laughing and giggling at the top of the road. This guy was still coming up the driveway, walking towards us all. Those three get freaked out. Me and this girl have fucked off down the street. The mums are like, where are you? Come back, you need to come back. There's other crowds of kids.
You're doing the 100 metres.
I fucked off, like, right back to the end of the road. And I've just thought, fuck them, I'm not going back there. So I sacrificed everybody in that group that day. Which
You could go.
Literally, I was like, get them first, that's fine. I was quick, thank God. So I got myself out of that one.
Would you...
But it was honestly horrible.
Would you say that if the fateful day comes and we were to conceive a child and you were walking down the street...
What, a Frankenstein?
And a Frankenstein comes up and you just freeze, drop the kid and run.
I think now, I can think, when you're like how old are you in year 7? Like 12, 11?
12, yeah, 12, 13,
When you're 12 and you're not too brave, it's a scary world out there, especially on fucking Halloween. And I think it was the fact it was an actual man. If it was like a cardboard thing,
I still would have jumped that. I used to hate animatronics.
If it was like a prop or something, I think that I would have been okay. But the fact that it didn't stop walking towards me, and if that guy, imagine, right, we'll get the decks up for Halloween, and you've seen
Scare
this
a few fucking children.
Exactly, you've seen this poor kid scream her fucking face off, cry up the road, and you're still going towards them.
Yeah, he's gone back. He's gone back in and he's buzzing. He's gone to tell his wife. He's gone, Sandra, I just fucking scared the shit out of that one.
It was truly horrible. It was fucking awful. But this is where I annoy myself, because in my head, I say to you all the time, like every single year it comes around, I'd really love to do like Fright Night somewhere. It would not be good. I genuinely think I would pass out.
Yeah, I'd love to be one of the performers. I think I do a good job at being one of the performers.
I think you do a good job. It must be hilarious from that perspective. Like being
I'd be scared that I'd get... Because I do think they get a lot of shit as well. Like, if there's ever a performer here or someone that knows a performer, I'd love to ask them the question. You know, it's probably exhausting as well because you have to just.
No, I think it'd be fun.
But it'd be super fun. Yeah. But you are in character. A lot of like drama students do it, acting people do it. But like, it would be really really fun. But like nowadays, as the world gets, like you'd be.
It's just me.
Because I went to one, and it was. It was good, and I didn't know what to expect because I think at the time scare mazes were quite new to the UK. Like I know, obviously in the US they've been a bit. US
Halloween's
do Halloween a big,
it's bigger
they love it over there.
It?
But like I think it must have been about 2016. It was
That's the same year I got scared by the Frankenstein.
There you go then. It's probably the same bloke.
Oh no, it wasn't. It was year 7. Sorry.
But it was so 2016. So I was younger. I don't think I was 18 yet. I don't know if that makes mathematical sense. Probably doesn't. Anyway, no, it doesn't because I think I was 18. Yeah, but anyway, I think the thing that scared me the most was that some of them are completely pitch black.
Yeah, I would.
So like the ones that are lit, because again, when they're slightly lit and you're going into a room which is like there's a cloth on the door. Yes, you can speak.
No, you know the thing that stresses me out, and it could be like a really like non-scarefest environment. You know, even in films where it's like strobe lights, so you can kind of see something like moving, but you can't quite focus on it.
Yeah,
that I don't like.
So there was one there was one scare maze that was exactly like that, and it was the whole thing was made up of strobe. So it was like the corridors.
Hell no.
The corridors were like thin, so they were like one person. You had to put your hand on this person's shoulder in front of you to guide you, because obviously you couldn't see. But then the only light you got was strobe, and all you saw was like hands coming down like in your face and stuff. It was as a kid, it was quite. Even there was like grown men that were turning around and going, "Get me out," and you couldn't get out because you had to go in.
Oh, no.
And once you were in, you couldn't turn around because obviously it was one way, which was a bit scary. But no, that is funny. I'm so glad that you told me that Frankenstein story. I'm going to dress up as Frankenstein now.
No, you fucking not.
Yes, I am.
I will.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
So yeah, that was not very good.
You still scared of Frankenstein?
No.
And he's here tonight.
Here he is now. But no, like I said though, like costumes is always a weird thing. Anything again on Halloween with like a mask, that used to freak me out. Yeah. I wasn't really good with like masks.
Not good
stuff.
with masks.
Leading into another trauma story.
Are you going next?
Yeah. Sorry, it's just felt
yeah,
like
you go for it.
If anyone watching has ever ever been to the star-studded venue of Great Yarmouth,
Great location, by the way.
will know, right? So my family always religiously went on holiday there. That was just our thing. Like, we always went on like a little caravan holiday there. It's shit, but it's so great at the same time.
You call it shit all the time, but Great Yarmouth actually is so underrated. It is
brown.
childhood.
It's just
but it's just
beautiful.
it's British childhood. I
It's
feel like
great.
you are way too privileged if you don't get a chance to go to Great Yarmouth,
You know
because
what?
Great Yarmouth is just.
I introduced James to Great Yarmouth the second year that we were together. So this last summer, you went with me because my mum and dad still go there, bless them, every single year with the dog, and we've started going with them for even like the weekend.
Yeah, just for the weekend.
And it's just great. The nostalgia there is fucking beautiful, and like everything's just like old and fucked, but it's just great. But if anyone watching has been there, you'll know exactly what I mean, and you're probably gonna laugh and go, that literally is like nothing. But again, we started going. My first memory of like going there, I think I was like,
I know where you're going to as well.
yeah, I think I was like 4 from when I remember like seeing things and like being there. So bearing in mind I'm like 4 or 5 years old. Okay, my dad likes a tattoo. He loves a tattoo. He's covered in tattoos, bless him. And he would always go to this tattoo shop. When you walk up the high street, there's a tattoo shop about dead halfway up. And I can't remember what it's called. It's like some tattoo shop.
Tattoo R Us.
No. And he always go there every single year without fail. Bearing in mind, me and my sister weren't allowed in the shop because obviously it was a tattoo. And I was like 4 and she was like 8 or something.
Which is ridiculous, because I think what they're going to do.
Well, it's like safety, isn't it? So we had to like wait outside with my mum, or my mum would like walk us around the other shops and stuff. There is a joke shop opposite this tattooist, and I don't know what sicko's idea it was to put a dummy outside the front. Not just any dummy, right? We'll see if we can find it, and James will clip it in here.
Yeah, if it's there,
we can find
I'll
it,
put
right?
it there.
Bearing in mind, this monstrosity terrified the absolute Jesus out of me, to the point that sometimes I would lay there in the caravan at night and I would genuinely have nightmares of it coming and finding me in the caravan and like skinning me or putting me in this vat of acid or like killing me. It was fucking terrifying.
And she'd bigged me up for this whole time.
Oh
and been
my
like,
God, it was horrible.
James, there's this dummy. There's this thing, and it's like it's being sick
into like this bucket.
And I was like,
horrible.
all right. And then we'd gone to Yarmouth, and I was like, I didn't know what to expect. I just didn't know what to expect of this actual dummy, right? And I've gone there, and it's this battered old 30-year-old fucking dummy that looks like the shittest thing in the world. I was expecting the most terrifying, the most horrendous thing, right? And you see this.
It's literally. I still can't walk past it now. I braved it for you, but like as soon as I see, because there's like a gun shop and there's the old Mecca Bingo thing. So when I start to see. Sorry. When I start to see these things walking up the high street, I know that it's nearby, and I'll hear the water from it being sick into the bucket.
And she freezes.
And I can see the back of it, because he's got his fucking overalls on, as if he's like a jailer or something, and like a hard hat, I think. I can see the back of him and I can hear the water, and it just puts me back in this position.
That has given you nearly 26 years of trauma.
It is horrible. If whoever owns that shop ever sees this, take it out. Just fucking get rid of it.
I say put it out the front, get more.
No, I literally can't think of anything worse, because I kid you not, there was one time, I think I was like 8, maybe 10, so a little bit more on. I literally used to like hide up my mum's jumpers to walk past it. I would literally hold on to it for dear life, because she'd be like, oh, we're going to go to like the jumble shops or whatever at the top. And I knew, or the rock candy shop was further along. And if I heard stuff like that, I'm like, okay, I've got to go past this fucking joke shop and this dummy. And then like I'd literally hold her hand on this side, and I'd literally like just conceal myself in her jumper so I did not have to see it. Or I'd like look. I'd walk with her like
You'd
that,
walk past it,
and I'd just stare at the other side of the lake.
That dummy does not exist.
Everybody walking past must have thought I was a right fucking lunatic. There's this girl.
There's a girl under a jumper.
Shaking. Like looking at her.
Why
like,
is that woman's
crying.
jumper shaking?
Literally like crying my fucking eyes out. But then the funniest thing is, we went to like this like imprinted on me as a fear, a genuinely terrifying fear for years.
For years, till now. I think you'd still get a bit.
I'd lock up now. I fucking hate waxworks, dummies, anything. Like Madden
Dummies
Two
are
Swords
gross.
is different because it's like they're fine.
But even then, Madden 2 Swords, I think, they
It's still
do look
weird.
odd.
It's
Yeah,
weird.
they do look odd.
But there was a time that me, my mum's friend, her kids, and me and Amy went to Warwick Castle. And if anyone is...
Do you know Warwick Davis lives there?
No. Shut up.
That's where he lives. That's his house.
Shut up. So, we went to Warwick Castle and... I've lost my train of thought now.
Sorry.
We stop interjecting.
You went to the dungeons of Warwick Castle, did you?
Yeah.
You've been there before? Yeah. It's gross, isn't it?
It's in Endwell. So we went just on it wasn't like an event or anything. It was just like a bog standard visit to Warwick Castle. But they had waxworks dotted around that we didn't know about before we went in. So Carla comes in. Again, I think I was like junior school, maybe primary
She's
school.
strolling in.
I come in, oh, look at the castle, Carla. Oh, look at these bits. Again, I'm with my mum. And then we come to the end of it and there's like a glass screen with two I think they were dressed up as jesters or something, which was fine. But because I'd associated waxworks with that fucker over in Great Yarmouth, I saw them, screamed my fucking head off. My mum has been mortified, bless her, because everyone around me were like, oh my God, is she okay? Like, what's the problem? I'm just there screaming at this waxwork in this glass case. They can't even get to me. It's behind glass. And she was just like, oh, it's fine.
It's got you.
I know. There was another time as well. Again, if anyone here has been to Drayton Manor, if you've been on Stormforce 10, there is a very minor...
Big up Stormforce. I think it was the first ever roller coaster I ever went on. Could you class it as a roller coaster?
No, it's a log flume.
Is it?
I'd say it's a log flume. Log flume.
Log flume?
It's water.
Yeah, but again, maybe that's a debate. Roller coasters... If a roller coaster has water, is it classed as a roller coaster still?
No, I'd class it as a log flume. A roller coaster to me is dry and it usually loops. Or like
Roller coasters are dry.
dry.
Wet is the log flume.
Or like they loop or they drop or they're quicker.
Yeah.
But does water slow them down?
No, I wouldn't say so.
I don't know.
It's more dangerous, I think, because there's water involved.
How's it more dangerous?
Could drown.
On a log flume.
I'm sure there's plenty of people that have died. There's people that died. Didn't someone... I swear people have died on rubber dinghy rapids and stuff.
Yeah, that's different. You're in a fucking saucer.
Rapids.
You're not in a log flume.
Someone's definitely died in a log flume. Gareth, I will pop it, right. I'm telling you now, right, it's going to be on both of us right now. I'm going to put here an article of someone that has died on a log flume.
I don't think that's something we
Because
should
of the log.
celebrate.
I'm not talking about they've had a heart attack on the log flume. They've died because the log flume has drowned them.
No, but do you mean they are in the chair of
They're
a log
in
flume?
the fucking
They're not
flume.
in the
They
water.
are in the wood. You're in a log, aren't you?
That's
That's the name log flume. It's not an actual log.
flume.
It's made of
Plastic.
No, they're not made of plastic.
Plastic floats and it is waterproof.
I'm sure they're made of probably steel or something like that.
It's not. That would be so heavy if it was steel. I'm pretty sure it's
Metal.
plastic. The one at Great
Metal.
Yarmouth was made in plastic logs.
But anyway, and it still lives today.
It doesn't actually. They got rid of it.
Oh, what? Because someone probably died on it.
No one died on it. They replaced it. Again, if anyone here knows what I'm on about, when we went last. Do you remember? Because I got there, I was like, where the fuck's this gone? Where the fuck's the log screen gone?
Where the fuck the log flume? Where the fuck the log flume?
They replaced it with some really shitty Jurassic Park thing where the kids can go around on a little
Oh, yeah, the dinosaur bit, yeah.
If they ever get rid of Joy World or that really shitty roller coaster, I will
Joyland
cry.
in Great Yarmouth, I think.
It's iconic.
It is iconic, but we don't have enough time to actually go into the lore of Joyland. Because there's Joyland and there's... What's the other bit?
Pleasure Beach.
Pleasure Beach, yeah? So you've got...
Joyland's for kids. Well, I still go.
We both still got it.
We went on snails.
Joyland's where the snails, right?
No, there's two snails. So there's the snails of Joyland and then there's the fairy tale snails at the top
The fairy
end.
tale snails are in Pleasure Beach.
Yeah, they're the dress snails.
The ones you like to go on, that we have to go on specific. We have to go on specifics. So, okay, again, sorry for this.
We'll put a picture in here so you can see what they are.
The Joyland snails that Carla would like to get married on, I think, at some point. But the Joyland snails are different to the Pleasure Beach snails. So the Joyland snails I'd been on as a kid, and I kept saying to Carla, "Oh, you mean like the Joyland snails? I've got a photo on them," which I do. I have a photo of my cousin when he was 1, 2. But Carla was like, "No, there's these other ones." Mystic, what they called?
It's literally just fairy tales.
Fairy tale, not mystic.
Fairy tales and something else.
Fairy tales and something. But
It's really
they all have different hats on.
really
So they have they have a Mexican one, they have a graduation one, they have a police one, they have detective.
Yeah, there's
Cowboy.
a Sherlock Holmes one. Yeah, there's a cowboy. There's a. Can I list all of the snails?
That's a
task.
good. That's a pub quiz question.
That is a pub
Can
quiz
Carla Roach name?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.